Shalom, shalom, call halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of great millstones. Salutations to the Akim out there on the highways and byways, pushing this truth with all honesty and sincerity. All right, here we go once again, and this is to you Northern Kingdom tribes, you so-called Latinos and Hispanics that, this label that Esau, Edom, the so-called white man puts on you. You are the Northern Kingdom. You are Israelites. And a lot of you still, for whatever reason, want to believe that you are Edomites, that you are so-called white people. Well, they tend to let you know that's not the case. This is from Newsweek. It says, Boston mother and teen daughter brutally assaulted for speaking Spanish by two Edomite or white women. Now, you got to ask yourself, why don't we hear about this when you have people that speaking, I don't know, Polish or Russian or, one of these European languages, so-called, Czech, whatever. It's always shit like this because these people are finally letting you know just how they feel about you, all right? And more the history is coming out on what they did to you. But a lot of you choose to ignore that, all right? While you're in the position that you're in as a people, all right? And what they did and how they conquered you, all right? It says a mother and her 15-year-old daughter were viciously beaten by two Edomite women in Boston for speaking Spanish in the street. The woman, identified only as Ms. Vasquez, and her teenage daughter needed medical attention after they were brutally assaulted near Maverick Square in East Boston on February 15th. All right? It says the advocacy group said the unprovoked attack was carried out by two Edomite assailants because they were speaking Spanish rather than English. All right, we were attacked, punched, kicked, and bitten, Vasquez said. I'm having nightmares. And this is the thing, I'm going to have to go back to this and address this real quick. Let me read this again. It says the advocacy group said the unprovoked attack was carried out by two white assailants, they're Edomites, because they were speaking Spanish rather than English. Now, upon reading that initially, you were like, okay. But then you got to ask yourself, why is there so much anger directed at people for speaking Spanish? I mean, this goes deeper than what you might, see on the surface, all right? Because after all, Spanish, when you talk about the language of Spain, all right, that's considered Academy Spanish. And I've been to Spain. And Jake being Jake puts their own spin on things. All right, let me get, hold on here. Let's see, Jeremiah, let's see, where is that? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Nope, that's not it. Hold on. Let's see. Here it is. This is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 19. It says, the portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Most High Yahweh, the Lord of hosts, is his name. All right. So this portion of Jacob is not like them. All right. Jake does things. Jake has flavor. All right. There's other words for it, but it's what sets Jake apart. And I mentioned that I was in Spain. It's been 33 years, coming up on 33 years ago, and I remember Spain, that Spanish, they call it Academy Spanish, and all dialects You just imagine like little branches going off, different dialects or different countries that speak various versions of Spain or Spanish, as it were called. Jake, you can tell the difference mainly by the R, the letter R, and how it's pronounced amongst Jake. I was in Spain, and the Spanish that they speak there is just flat. Is a clear distinct. If anybody has ever experienced what I'm trying to describe, you pick up on it immediately from someone from like Issachar in Mexico, Zebulon in Costa Rica, or Honduras, or whatever, and the Cubans, the Dominicans, and you go further south, South America, etc. It's different. All right, and it's just these two spirits. You got the descendants of Jacob and Esau, Edom, the so-called white people. It's just always going to be that friction because it's two different people, as it describes in Genesis 25th chapter. All right, two different people occupied Rebekah's womb. All right, and they will never, because we're talking about polar opposites at the end of the day. They're never going to see, eye to eye, so to speak. Continuing on, it says, we were attacked, punched, kicked, and bitten, Vasquez said. It says, I'm having nightmares. I'm afraid to take the train to work, and my family is afraid to speak Spanish in public. My daughter is still wearing a neck brace, and she's having trouble sleeping. All right, we were all very shaken. At a news conference on Monday, calling on police to investigate the incident as a hate crime, Vasquez said, two women shouted, "This is America," and told them to speak English. They were also told to go back to your expletive country. See, things are heating up, all right? And since I'm there in Jeremiah, let's see. This is also something, go back to the next, hold on. Dang it, I didn't mean to do that. Let's see, because this is also a big clue. All right. Scroll on down. Here it is, to let you know who you're dealing with, all right? This is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 33, and how this cannot be referring to old Babylon. All right, it says, thus saith the Most High Yahweh, the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. All right, this couldn't have happened back then because the northern kingdom, what they call Hispanics and Latinos, were already on this side of the world when old Babylon happened. So the only way this scripture could be true is if it's making reference to what's going on now. This is Jeremiah, once again, Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 33. It says, thus saith the Most High Yahweh, the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. All right. 34 says, their Redeemer is strong. All right. The Most High Yahweh, the Lord of hosts, is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. And they are being disquieted. All right. This coronavirus and all these other things, financial situation, the Most High is bringing these devils down. Let's go into, we know, of course, the Redeemer. All right. He shall thoroughly plead. All right. Strong's H7378, Rayab. To strive, contend. He's going to fight for us. All right. Physically, with words. And aren't these words that we're saying out here on the street corners, in our videos, aren't they having an effect, the desired effect, I might add? all right, because truth is bringing this devil down. It says to conduct a case or suit, all right, and that's what's happening. That also can be applied to Joel, all right, to conduct a case or suit, to make complaint, to quarrel, to contend against, and that's what's happening, all right. The debate, all right, chide, complain, all these things, all right. I just mentioned the coronavirus. Look at that. Stocks enter correction. Dow plunges 500. Wow. Bringing this devil down once again because, not because of the Israelis that occupy the land over there, letting you know, once again, this is another clue. What's happening to this country is as a result of what's going on over there, what's going on over here, all right? Mainly over here. We're scattered worldwide, yes, but this country is being destructured, all right? It says lawyers for civil rights also provided surveillance footage of the attack that had been filmed by a nearby business, all right? It shows a woman apparently yelling as she crosses the street before approaching Vasquez and punching her, all right? Vasquez hits back and a fight breaks out. A police officer is seen speaking with the people at the scene as the clip ends, all right? Lawyers for civil rights said the Vasquez family had not been notified of any arrest or whether the incident was being investigated as a hate crime. The advocacy group said Boston police, and there's a lot of fucking history with Boston, all right? Yes. The advocacy group said Boston police prepared a report of the attack but did not follow up or formally interview the family until legal counsel intervened. All right, Boston Police Sergeant Detective John Boyle told the Globe that the incident remains under investigation by the Department's Civil Rights Unit. No arrests have been made, but it is a very active investigation, Boyle told the newspaper, all right? According to the report, officers arrived at the scene and interviewed Vasquez and her daughter, the two white women accused of attacking them, and two witnesses. Here we go. The Globe reports that the two white women admitted they had been drinking and acting belligerent, but claimed they had been the victims. Here we go. According to the report, they told police they heard Vasquez and her daughter laughing and speaking Spanish and believed the pair were making fun of them. The women said they had a verbal argument, and then one of the Vasquez's punched. And of course, this is contrary to what video evidence proves. All right. Scrolling on down. This family's experiences, according to their lawyer, was not an isolated event. Acts of racism and xenophobia are alarmingly common in East Boston. See? Even I know that. Most of the time, victims and witnesses are reluctant to speak out of fear and trauma. But the Vasquez family wants the police to hold the assailants accountable. All right, scrolling down. All right, this is a image taken from surveillance video, all right? Let's see what some of these comments, what they're gonna say now. I always like to get a few of them, just to like take a pulse. Gregory Muhammad, white folks have a serious illness. They have gone all over the world and imposed themselves on the indigenous people, then claim that what was stolen is rightfully theirs. Murder and oppression is the order of the day to enforce the ungodly acts, all right? And that's what they do. They got 44 replies. I don't have time to go into them. All right. Mel says, this is the crap I'm talking about. Since their piece of shit leader has taken over, these deplorables think they are invincible now. All right. Chunky Costello says, I speak Spanish, and I'm going to keep on. Ain't no one stopping me. Iris R., 1998, America has no official language. They don't have to speak English. Dante Ardennes makes a good point. There's a book I have I like to recommend for people. It's called The Great Mississippi Flood of 1927 and How It Changed America. what's the author's name? His last name, I think it's John M. Barry. And it makes reference to incidents that Dante Ardennes goes into. It says, years ago, German speakers were assaulted in the streets and Italians. This American ignorance is not new, going to show you that this is a wicked-ass fucking place, but has regained its momentum under Trump. He makes a good point, all right? All right, that's, I'll, of course, post a link. And, wow, once again, and this is all, of course, you wonder why and how Revelation 17:15 is going to happen about all these nations hating the whore. And little things like this, they appear to be little things, but people are watching, all right? And people are fed up. It's this American exceptionalism, all right? You go around the world professing to be something that you're not, all the while encouraging people to do what you're not doing. And that's like you're portraying yourself as being a just society. And look at this. People see this. They know the history, and more of the wickedness is coming out. All right, so I just wanted to bring this to your all's attention. This is from Newsweek. Once again, Boston mother and teen daughter brutally assaulted for speaking Spanish by two Edomite/white women. All right, so, wow. With that, once again, hey, it speaks for itself. Call halal Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash, double honors. Once again, the apostles of Great Millstone, who told me this truth and who rule well. All right, salutations to the Akim out there on the highways and byways, pushing this truth in all sincerity and honesty. All right, trying to wake up the hopeful elect so we can get the hell up out of this wicked-ass kingdom/society. So with that, Shalom Akim, Abba Babal.